Hey everybody. So today I want to talk about something that doesn't get clipped. You're not going to find it in a highlight, and it's definitely not going to be the part of a best of compilation that you'll find on YouTube. It's kind of the secret quiet part of streaming. The dark side of streaming, if we wanted to put a title on it. And don't get me wrong, as someone that streams, part-time, that would hope to go full-time at some point in life, I love streaming. It's so much fun. It's one of the best decisions that I've made in my life. It has added benefit to my life, and I think everyone should try it in some way, shape, or form. I think it's an incredible experience, and if you would like to stream, then I think that's something that you should go for. And you know, it can be a little bit intimidating, but I think you should go for it. But there's a part that we don't talk about. It's the quiet part. It's the false expectations. It's the bad advice. It's the loneliness and the mental health struggles that can be seen in the streaming industry. And if you're thinking about streaming, all of the YouTube videos is always how to grow, what happens if no one's in your chat, all of that, But we don't really sit and talk about this part. When you turn the camera off, when there is no one, and that weighs on you mentally. And so that's what this video is. We're going to talk about it. Now, this brings me to my first point. False expectations. A lot of people hop into streaming because they have false expectations. They see a large streamer that's pulling in thousands of viewers per stream, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per stream. And all they're doing is sitting around having a good time with their community and playing video games. And it's like, cool, I could do that. And so then they start streaming and it looks nothing like that. And it can be a bit disheartening, if I'm gonna be completely honest, because I've seen a lot of small streamers copy big streamers, not because they're trying to impersonate, but hey, I'm just trying to do what you're doing that's successful. And when they don't see the same things, it can kind of put a damper on that streamer and create some internal dialogue. Streamers, okay, we're gonna pause there. And what they don't see is the 3 years that streamer sat at no viewers or less than 20 CCV, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clips that were uploaded to YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all over the places that were stuck in the 200 to 300 viewer jail. They don't see the years of dedication and work that they put into to get to where they are. And so people come into streaming thinking, if I do the same thing, if I play the same games, if I have a similar personality, then I'm going to have the same level of success that they do. When you want the success, but without really knowing the work that it took to get there. And so it can be very disheartening and a bit of a disadvantage to small streamers when they come in with these false expectations. And I think in this industry, we need to have conversations of what is to be expected when you hit go live, when you post your first video. When you go live, there probably won't be a lot of people in the room, if any, and that's okay because you haven't been discovered yet. When you post your first YouTube video, it's probably going to get less than 100 views, and that's okay because once again, no one knows who you are. And so, but I don't think we like to talk about that until after we see people struggling, and that's a problem. When someone says, hey, I want to start streaming, we go, great, do that, but let me tell you what to expect. That way you come in with realistic expectations. And if you come in and you hit the internet at the perfect time and you come in and now you've got thousands of people watching you within months, amazing. But if not, if you, after 6 months, you're only at 5 CCV or 10 CCV, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean you're not as good as the other person. It just means your process is maybe a little bit slower, a little bit more realistic. And you're just gonna have to grow, which means you can focus on your content and make it better so that when you do get those big raids and that big community that comes in that wants to watch you, you're ready for them. That brings me to point number 2, bad advice. There's so much bad advice on YouTube, on various platforms about streaming, and it's well intended. I don't think anyone given this advice is wanting to steer people away, but it's also like bad advice. And so the common things that you'll hear is, you just got to be consistent. Okay. You just got to grind. Okay. You need to stream every day. Okay. Don't take breaks. I don't know who's saying that anymore. If you're saying don't take breaks, I need you to stop. Okay. And if you really want it, you'll sacrifice everything. Okay. You got to run this like a business, and everyone knows you marry your business. Terrible advice. Now, some of those are really obvious, but the one that I want to hone in on is the just be consistent, just grind. Those are really bad advices. And I'm gonna throw in another one. Clip and post. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just shh, shh. Your unedited gaming clips are awful. I mean that in the most respectful way. Please stop doing it because they're bad. They're bad. They're not gonna thrive on TikTok. You need to have a hook and a payoff. I'm working on this myself as a creator. A hook and a payoff. If it's just some random clip of you guys winning at Fortnite, most people don't care. Most people don't care. You need a hook and a payoff. That's it. Now, that's easier said than done, but I digress. But the whole just be consistent, just grind, just stream. People will show up. If you're not entertaining, no one's showing up. And what we're not seeing is how to be entertaining. And so small streamers look at big streamers who have established platforms that can kind of relax on the entertainment side because they're not really trying to grow, and they copy that. And then they go, how come no one's showing up to my streams? Well, yeah, no one's going to show up because you have 20 followers versus the 20,000 followers. That person that has built a community of 20,000 followers has built trust. And their streams looked a lot different as they were growing to that 20K versus where they're sitting at now. And so you sitting at 20 thinking if I do the exact same thing that person is doing, I'm going to see the exact same results. No, but I see it every single day. I hop into streams all the time because I'm always looking for fun people to watch. And you have no idea how many streams that I pop in. And one, I know who you're copying, which isn't a bad thing. Copying can be flattering, is a form of flattery, but they're not entertaining. And it's like, you have to add value because what you're asking for is people's time. You need to add value. And so, but the bad advice that we receive is just be consistent, grind, stream, and post your clips. And so when people don't grow and they've been streaming for 5 years, consistently, and they only have 50 followers on Twitch, they're confused. What do you mean? I've been doing this. Twitch is awful. It doesn't have discoverability. YouTube's awful. And it's like, no, you were just given bad advice. As a small streamer, you need to have a plan and you need to think about entertainment because what you're asking for is people's time. And that's precious. We only get 24 hours in the day. So bad advice, terrible. The third thing that I want to talk about is that streaming can be extremely lonely. And it's weird, right? Because you're streaming to tens, if not hundreds or thousands, depending on how large you are, people, and yet you could still feel lonely. Because at the end of the day, I have game, I have chat, people are chatting with me. Sorry, I burped. I'm going to keep it in because, see if y'all are listening. But when I get up to go refill my water or use the restroom or stretch my legs, when I take off my headphones, the room is quiet. I sit in this room. This is where I stream. And it's quiet. And it becomes painfully obvious that it's quiet. And it becomes painfully obvious that it's just me. We've got blurps going. We've got sound alerts going. We've got all sorts of things. People are coming in and you hear a do it lady. All of that's happening. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so chaotic. But if you're not plugged in to the stream, all you hear is me just, oh my God, who is that? It's like, what is she talking about? And I've actually had neighbors go, what are you doing? Because you're making all this noise and I don't know what's happening. Oh, it's stream, and no one hears all of the stuff. And so there's people that you're entertaining and yet you're lonely. And if you allow this space, if you allow streaming to consume you, you will be lonely. It's not like a normal job where you've got, the water cooler and you're talking to your coworkers and you're checking in and taking, some of your friends out to lunch. None of that. It's just you and a monitor. And once you hit stop streaming, it's just you. There's no classmates, there's no coworkers, there's no friends, nothing. It's just you. And so you have to guard yourself to loneliness. It's not saying streaming is a bad thing. Once again, it's not a bad thing, but we have to be honest about what this comes with so that we could better prepare ourselves for it. You have so many streamers come in and they feel lonely and then they quit or they end up with mental health struggles. And it's like, if we just prepped a little bit, if we just put in effort to keep ourselves healthy, we'd be a lot better for it. A lot better for it. Because once again, we talked about bad advice. You got to stream, you got to grind, you got to do the thing. So what happens? You start canceling stuff because of stream. No. I need you to cancel stream for stuff. This past month, I think this will be the first week that I've streamed all 3 days. I stream 3 days a week in like a month. I've been canceling streams because one, I've been getting sick, my kids have been getting sick, my husband's been getting sick, and a couple years ago I would have never canceled. I'd have been, we're here guys, I'm a little sick. But times where I'm tired, it was just a long day and I'm exhausted, oh, I call it, I cut it. I'm like, hey guys, your girl's tired. If I have dinner too late, look, I want to enjoy my meal. I'm not inhaling a plate of spaghetti to show up on stream. Kids took a little bit longer to get down. I want to enjoy my meal. Or there have been times where my husband and I start a conversation and he's like, oh my gosh, you have to stream. I'm like, no, I like this. I can stream whenever, but I'd rather spend time with you. And so I say, hey, me and the hubby are talking. See y'all tomorrow. Because IRL before URL, and in streaming, because we're lonely and we're craving human connection, we can sometimes flip it. Where now I'm chronically online, I'm spending time with people that I may never meet. Not saying the friends you make online are terrible. Some of my best friends I've met online. Some of my best friends I've met in streaming. But I still have IRL friends too. I still have friends that I can go see, that I can go sit with, that I can go do stuff with, because that's still important. Sitting in front of someone and having conversation is important. Don't get me wrong, the space is amazing, but this is also important, because when streaming, you feel visible, but sometimes you don't feel seen. And when you have a bad stream, when your stream is full of lurkers more than chatters, when the numbers aren't as high, you feel even more lonely. And you're like, dang, who do I talk to with this? So guard your space. Loneliness comes with this. So I need you to prep, because I want this to be, the purpose of this video is to talk about the things that we don't talk about as streamers. Loneliness is something that we need to talk about as streamers. The last thing and the fourth thing that I want to discuss are mental health struggles. There are mental health struggles with streaming. I would say potential mental health struggles with streaming. If you have high resilience or you have proper self-care, you might not struggle as much as some others. Now, streaming can be very mentally taxing because one, we talked about it, loneliness. Two, bad advice means that your streams aren't going very well. There's emotions tied to streaming. So when viewership drops, what do you feel? Rejected. People don't like me. People are entertaining. When your community churns, you cannot expect the people you started with to still be watching you 2-3 years down the line. I think I read an article that said the average viewer will stick with a streamer for 1.5 to 2 years. And that's a dedicated viewer. A casual, they're flip-flappy, they're off in the whispers of the world. But your dedicated viewers, 18 months to 2 years. Does that mean that they're always going to leave after 2 years? No. But life be lifing. Marriage, kids, school, jobs, insert activities. They might watch less. And you can't get mad about that because they have their own lives. And so your community changes. Viewership could drop depending on the season, depending on the time of the year. Viewership takes a little dip. And so what do you feel? Rejected. So now we're dealing with rejection. You're comparing yourselves to other streamers that might be similar size, and their chats are popping. Their numbers are looking fantastic. And you're looking at your numbers and you're like, okay, now I suck. Now we're comparing. Now we have imposter syndrome. You know how many large streamers still have imposter syndrome? A lot of them. We don't talk about it though. People will bring it up. There's a few creators that I know that'll talk about it, where they're full-time making money, paying their bills, and they're living the dream, and they're like, I feel like I don't deserve any of this. I feel like I'm not doing what I need to be doing. I feel like I don't need to be here in this space. Imposter syndrome. We don't talk about it. If your clips don't go viral, what do? You doubt your creativity. I know that was a good clip. I spent 20 minutes editing it. It's got transitions and lights and bounces and blurs and all the effects. And you're telling me that it only got 100 views on TikTok? I couldn't even get into the 200 to 300 viewer jail? I must be a bad video creator. Then maybe I should quit because I'm not supposed to be here. Struggles. So now we're anxious. We're anxious about numbers. We're anxious about analytics. We're anxious about what to do next. There's financial pressure to monetize, especially if you take the plunge before I think you should. And that's another video I would like to make, is when to take the plunge, which I haven't taken the plunge. I very well could. I'm a stay-at-home mom and my husband works, covers our bills. I could say, hey, you know what? I'm going to quit school and content create full-time. I have not, because once again, it's a conversation for a different day. Let me know in the comments if you like that video. Public criticism, Last thing you need is a scandal. Haters. Depending on if you are in a minority group, haters. And if you don't have thick skin, I have seen the most off the wall comments online where I'm streaming, someone comes in and says, hey, I'm like, who said that was an appropriate thing to say? It's online. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, comparison. And then we have the physical capabilities of streaming, right? If you're like me and you're a night streamer, sleep schedule gets torn up. I have to take care of myself to make sure that I sleep, because what happens is I can get caught up in stream and now I'm up at 4. And then I have to wake up at 6:30 so I can take my son to school. And now I'm exhausted for the rest of the day and I got to take care of my twins. And so then, and if you're like me, I struggle with insomnia. So I'll be exhausted during the day. And as soon as night hits, I get a second win. And so then I'm staying up again till 4. And then it's this horrible cycle. And I'm not the best person that I want to be. Irregular sleep, especially for nighttime creators, you got to rein that in. You need a good sleep schedule. We're sitting for hours in these chairs because it's not just streaming, right? This is the part that people don't talk about. You're streaming and then you're video editing. And if you're new to video editing, it's going to take you a couple hours to edit that first video. I'm not going to lie. It's going to take you like unless you're using like CapCut or whatever, or like Streamladder. If you're using like Premiere Pro or DaVinci, it's going to take you a few hours. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. My first long form YouTube video, which was literally just me smashing together live streams, because I think it was for my Outlast stream, took me like 2 days because I didn't know what I was doing. And so you're sitting for long hours. We're exposed to screens for long hours. Get the right glasses if you need to. Be careful of headaches. Social media dopamine spikes. You post a video, all of a sudden, right here, you're scrolling, you're tapping, you're refreshing TikTok to see how many people are seeing. You're refreshing YouTube. You're refreshing Instagram because you need that hit. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Public metrics equals value. If my video flops, I'm bad. If it does great, then I'm doing good. This is something that I have to check myself on when I post a video and I'm like, okay. Especially when it comes to like YouTube, where you kind of know what videos are going to do as you post more of them. And so there's an inkling of, okay, I need to see this amount of numbers by this time. And if not, I'm going to change the thumbnail. I'm going to change the title. I'm going to do this because I need to see that bump. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Your value isn't tied to the analytics. You're not a bad creator because the video didn't move. Because sometimes it's truly the algorithm. There have been a video that I post, 0 views. I repost it, 2,000. I'm like, oh, okay, so it was me. And once again, we're learning. So we can't expect fantastic videos straight out the gate. But this space comes with anxiety. It comes with self-doubt. It comes with, like we talked about, imposter syndrome. It comes with so much struggle. But then because you're living your dream, you feel like you can't feel that. I chose this. I'm choosing to stream. I'm choosing to make content, so I can't complain about it. Yes, you can, which is probably why we don't see people talk about these things, because we feel like we can't. We can, though. We absolutely can. Now, is this a job on an oil rig? No, but it has its own difficulties. It has its own struggles, and I think we should be able to talk about them because we need to take care of ourselves properly. We don't need to suppress these emotions. Because what happens? You burn out and then next thing you know, you're taking a year off because you need to rebuild yourself. I don't want to see nobody burning out in this space. Streaming is amazing. Creating content is fantastic. But we need to have healthy boundaries so that we do it so that we're not burnt out, so that we can be the best people online and offline. So that we have motivation, that we have creativity, and ultimately we have joy. Because mental health struggles are real. As someone that is soon to be a counselor. I'm in grad school for clinical mental health counseling. I personally would like to study mental health struggles with streaming. It's not really studied, but I would love to, because it's something that we don't talk about and there's no literature really for it. But hey, that's another conversation for another day. All right, it's that time. We got to wrap this up because I done yapped your ear off. If you're here at this point, you're goated and I need you to hit that follow button. Or subscribe. We're on YouTube. I gotta remember we're on YouTube. So the balanced truth. It's not evil. It's not bad. It's amazing. You can have community, creativity, opportunity, connection, wealth. It's a career that's capless. Like if you're a CEO, you kind of know where your cap's going to be depending on the company. If you are a manager at Starbucks, you kind of know the cap. If you are working at a Wendy's, you know the cap. If you're working at as a doctor, you kind of know the cap. Streaming has no cap. It is a capless career. You can make as little and as much as you want. Now, it's going to take some effort, but no one can tell you, you've made enough. We're not going to bump up the salary because it's you. It's you. But streaming is not automatically healthy. It's physically taxing, mentally taxing, and so it requires boundaries. It requires realistic expectations. It requires strategy over grind, so we're not taking in the bad advice. It requires you to separate your identity from your analytics. You're not your viewer count. You're not your subscriber number. You're not your last stream's performance. And if you choose to stream, please do it sustainably. Streaming is pitched to us like a sprint. I just need that one viral video and then I'm taken care of. When streaming is a marathon, I have met every streamer that I love. My favorites have been in this space for at least 5 years. All of them. And most of their success has been in the last 2. So that was 3 years of building to even see remote payoff. And even though that's a long time, most of them stream part-time. Granted, streaming part-time, full-time, there's going to be differences, especially when it comes to speed. But now they're cranking out amazing content that everyone wants to see and be a part of. They've honed in their niche. And it's not because they had it all figured out in the beginning. You see their old stuff and you're like, wow, your streams were awful. They're like, yeah, it wasn't that great. But I kept going. I kept learning. I kept perfecting my craft. I took care of myself. They had years where they were like, yeah, I was grinding and I just burnt out. And so I took 1.5 years off. Some of my favorites have taken years off because they're like, I crashed and burned hard because I did not set boundaries. Because no one told me to set boundaries. I'm telling you, set boundaries. This space is incredible. It can change your life, but it can break you if you let it. The loneliness, the mental struggles, the physical struggles, the comparison is killer. I say that to say, take breaks, choose life over stream, touch real grass, even though scientifically we don't actually touch things, have offline relationships. Or if you have online relationships, take them offline. So you're not just communicating via Discord or Discord isn't too bad if you're in like a private chat and it's like a texting situation, or just in stream or in a comment section. Let's actually build good relationships, get some sun, and most of all, please get some good sleep. I'm actually going to end this and go to bed myself. Protect your mental health before you protect your consistency on stream. So many people will continue to stream and be mentally screaming on the inside. And guess what? That comes out on stream. And so you're teaching your audience that you're inconsistent. I'll be here, but the energy might not be where it needs to be. And so it's like, oh, well, then I'll hop in, see where you're at, and then I'll hop out. Taking care of yourself actually helps your streams. And no audience is worth losing yourself. Let's be for real. I love my community, but I tell them all the time, I love my husband and my kids more. So if I gotta go, I gotta go. I have canceled in the middle of the stream because I had a baby throw up. I'm like, oh, somebody's sick. Bye, y'all. I've canceled stream because someone needed snuggles. Hey, I'm being called. I got it. One of my littles needs a little snuggle time. I love y'all. I'll catch you in the next one because it's not worth my real life. I love streaming. I hope to go full time and to be successful and this be my main source of income, but it can't be at the sacrifice of my real life, my offline life. And so if you are currently struggling mentally with streaming, you're not weak, and please talk about it. You could talk about it here in the comment section. I'm sure we all struggling a little bit. I had to check myself for comparison. I was like, how many views? I'm like, whoa. When did this come into the picture? We ain't doing this now. We ain't doing this. And so if you want to stream, I say stream, but please approach streaming with open eyes, with realistic expectations, with self-care already mapped out, with boundaries already mapped out. And then it's going to be amazing for you because we want to be here for a while. Longevity is the goal, not just a viral moment. Longevity carries you. So my name is Sammy. I'm a variety content creator and streamer on multiple platforms. I want to make more videos about talking about the issues with streaming, the benefits of streaming, mental health struggles with streaming. I'm a little mental health advocate because I'm literally in school to be a counselor, right? This isn't just, I like psychology. I'm studying. Your girl is educated. And I want to make content like this. So if you were liking this, please hit that subscribe button and let me know.